Who needs him most?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Browns as a team that is completely dependent on that running attack, and they're down one running back. I know that they still have Hunt, but they're down Chubb. They need another running back. It seems like almost every team in this league does running back by committee, but no team is as reliant on their running game, or no contender at least is as reliant on their running game, in my view, as the Cleveland Browns. So Hunt's a good back. I'm not saying that they should bring in Bell to take his job, because obviously Bell is getting up there in age, but he still shows the explosiveness to make plays, and they need him on that roster to be able to continue to run the ball. And who knows what happens with running backs going forward. The more talented running backs you can have, particularly on a team like the Browns, who cannot win without a running attack, the more you can have, the better off you'll be. So I like him going to the Browns, or maybe even back to his home at the Steelers, because he left there because they didn't want to pay him. He's been paid now, and the Steelers know how to use him. So maybe he goes back home to his original team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and finds a way to supplement the many weapons that they have there and help them make a run to win their division and possibly the conference.
Two teams. The first thought I had is the Bucs, and I think a lot of people think that, because the Bucs are collecting name-brand running backs whose teams have given up on them. And you know, if Le'Veon Bell has something left, Le'Veon Bell is one of the best all-around backs ever. Like, the dude is so valuable, you can use him all over the field. And it was a really patient runner at his best, and he was special. If he has any specialness left, a team like the Bucs. I'll give you another team. I think the Bears. And see, it's one thing when you're on the trade block and someone has to give stuff up from you, right? Because you might come with expectations of getting the most touches or whatever. It's another thing when your team, maybe the worst team in football, releases you. You're like, oh, wow, I don't have a lot of trade value, right? Given the salary he makes and everything else. I think coming like that realization for Le'Veon now may make him more appealing to a team like the Bears, because Tariq Cohen is out for the season. More appealing, thinking he may not come in with the ego like, I have to be ahead of Montgomery, I need all these touches, and they can use him in a variety of ways on that team. So maybe Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago is a good spot. I think that they would really need him, but I'm not sure that's where Bell wants to go, given the fact that no team can really offer him money because he's already going to get paid. No one's going to pay him more than the Jets already owe him, so teams are just going to pay him the minimum. What else is he looking for? He's looking for a chance at a championship, and I don't see that happening in Chicago right now. Their defense is good. Their quarterback situation is slightly better with Foles, but they aren't a championship caliber team. I'm looking at these other teams like the Steelers I mentioned, and the Bucs is a good one because Ronald Jones, their starting back, is a great traditional running back. But that man, he struggles to catch the ball. And in Tom Brady's system, which the system is now evolving to a Brady, Arians, Byron Leftwich kind of amalgamation of an offense, Brady needs a running back who can catch the ball. And with Leonard Fournette hurt, LaShawn McCoy getting up there in age and not always healthy, I think Ronald Jones is a great runner, but he can't catch. And Le'Veon Bell added to that offense is not just a name brand. No matter whether he's the peak Le'Veon Bell that he once was, he can still catch the football, and he needs to be able to catch the football, and they need someone down there who can catch the football out of the backfield. And to speak to one of the other things we talked about, the Steelers, I don't know how you discredit that situation just because they left on not great terms. The terms weren't great because they didn't want to pay him. He doesn't need any more money right now. He's gotten paid, and no one's going to pay him any more money. I think going back there is something that he knows, and what's probably important to him at this point, I would guess, is reestablishing his reputation as an impactful player and also winning a championship. What better place than the Steelers to go to reestablish the type of back that you are?
Well, they didn't win any championships with him.
Right, but I mean, he could reestablish himself. You don't think that's a championship caliber team right now? Okay.
They're undefeated now. Things were said about the quarterback. The chemistry looks good on the Steelers. And if he's not giving you elite production from the Steelers' point of view, do you necessarily want him back? We agree about the Bucs for a variety of reasons. We disagree about the Bears because I think the Bears are every bit the Super Bowl contender that the Bucs are, and in fact, I picked them to beat the Bucs, and in fact, they beat the Bucs when these two teams just played. Yes, it was at Soldier Field. Yes, it was a very close, tough game. But people were considering the Bears Super Bowl contenders a couple years ago before they had Nick Foles. Let's assume Nick Foles holds up. His health holds up. He has his quarterbacks coach back. He just outdueled Tom Brady again. And by the way, the Bears defense has, if anything, more talent than it's shown so far in this season. I think a guy like Le'Veon Bell, especially with Cohen gone for the season, could be very useful there and also would give them a chance, if he still has something left, to take the next step.
I think that's fair. Maybe the name brand bias of Tom Brady is getting to me, but Nick Foles, cool it. Nick Foles gets hot on occasion, but Nick Foles can also tank your team. Let's chill out on that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.